Hi, I'm Neal Ronahan from NintendoWorldReport.com, and with me is John Raridan, and we are here to talk about Star Fox Zero.
Yes.
So Star Fox Zero is basically Nintendo's biggest game on the show floor this side of Mario Maker. And I know that, John, you and I are kind of on the same page that it looks really, really cool, and it plays good, too.
It just looks like pure orgasmic delight.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best way to sum it up right now. On display at E3, they have a training level, which, you know, puts you through your Star Fox paces. And then there's Corneria and Sector 3. One is, you know, your kind of typical Star Fox opening level. But then it does some cool things, like there's the Chicken Walker, which is great.
Are we officially referring to it as the Chicken Walker now?
I've been talking about that the whole time. What did they call it, actually?
I'm pretty sure it's just the Walker, but
Yeah.
okay, somebody referred to it as an ATST.
Yeah.
And I always refer to ATSTs as chicken walkers.
Yeah,
And
no,
so
I mean,
I think it
same
just
here.
spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
Now it's just a chicken walker.
To me, it's a Chicken Walker, and it will always be until someone beats me up in an alley and tells me that it's not the Chicken Walker.
Which is likely to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Very soon.
It might happen after this video goes live.
Yeah.
But anyway, so kind of the new things about Star Fox Zero is you have, these transformations, which is kind of a theme of Nintendo at this E3, where you can transform from, you know, the R-Wing and then go into this walker that you can then kind of go on the ground. So it's like an on-foot mission, but not crap.
Right, it's sort of, because you're still like, it's essentially like a mech mission. Yeah, it's like Robotech, which is great.
And what they showed in some of the stuff in the Direct is they also had, like, the Landmaster could also transform into kind of like this, like, tank-like aircraft.
Right, separate from the R-Wing.
Yes.
Like, it's an entirely new... Honestly, like, that selection of vehicles kind of gave me, like, a Rogue Squadron vibe.
Yeah.
Of, like, being able to... Because the way they talked about it, it sounds like you weren't stuck with a certain vehicle for a mission. You may be able to choose from a couple different ones and approach the mission differently. Which is something Rogue Squadron always did and gave it a lot of replay value.
Yeah, and I mean, we've definitely been talking about it over the past day or so about how having all those different kind of vehicle options and being able to choose them in different levels will give you more things to do and probably a way to uncover more secrets. I mean, even in that Corneria level, there were multiple branching paths that we couldn't really do anything to access in this demo, but we could see them there, just tantalizing us.
I shot at all of them frantically, trying to see if there was something I could queue to get into them, and none of them would open.
Yeah, there is actually at the end of the Corneria demo, there is, if you do a certain thing with the boss, which you actually pulled off.
Yeah, so during that final boss fight, he has kind of like 4 segments of his little UFO ring, and your goal is to blow all those up by shooting the turrets off of them. But once you blow one up, it exposes a tunnel in the side of one of the other ones, and if you fly into that tunnel and then transform into the Chicken Walker inside, you can then go inside and actually blow up the core of his ship. Because otherwise, the ending cinematic, you see him and he's like, I'll get you next time, and then he flies away. But if you do that, it actually blows him up, which would lead us to believe there's a mission complete and a mission accomplished branching path for this level as well.
Yes.
So, unlike Star Fox Assault, it looks like there will be branching paths, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that means we're going back to, like, even something modeled off of the old stage select screens. Like, I would love to see that come back.
Yeah, yeah.
There was also in the Cornelia, in the Sector 3 level, which was all set in space, which was kind of this awesome dogfight. Then that Pigma Dengar shows up, and, you know, Pigma Dengar, he's a son of a bitch.
Oh yeah.
But that kind of highlighted one of the new aspects, which is kind of locking on to enemies, and this also kind of ties into the larger aspect of how you have the TV screen showing a cinematic view, and then the gamepad just showing the cockpit view. And what happens when you do this lock on is you lock on to the enemy, in this case Pigma Dengar, and the cinematic view, he will be at the center of the screen no matter where your R-Wing is facing. And then on the gamepad, you will be facing in, you know, the direction the gamepad, or the direction the R-Wing is going. So you kind of need to then use both screens in conjunction to get your R-Wing in the right spot to be able to shoot at that stupid pig.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that this may be, since Nintendo Land, the best use of the gamepad Nintendo's ever come up with. At least the most interesting use.
And also the most active, because I think,
Yes.
some of like the... I mean, not like it was incredible, but the stuff in Splatoon is pretty cool.
Sure.
Even Wind Waker HD did some neat things with the gamepad, but a lot of that was kind of supplementary.
Well, and it's, putting a map down there is sort of the default. Obviously, games like Pikmin make use of that map in their core design, and it works great. And anyone who says that the Pikmin 3 integration is boring because it's just a map has not played the final boss of Pikmin 3. You need to use the functions of that map.
And even uncovering everything in Pikmin 3, that's vital to be able to kind of plan out what you're doing.
Right. But Star Fox uses it in a way that is totally unique and very, very new. And it also brings back the cockpit, which was missing from Assault.
Yeah.
Which was how I, especially the SNES Star Fox, that's how I played that game, was from the cockpit.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I remember, I think, the asteroid levels especially
were
vital to be played in the cockpit view.
Yeah, and it just looked so cool.
Yeah.
And this one has that same kind of cockpit, very minimalistic, interior design. You just kind of see your crosshair flying around. It looks awesome.
And that kind of speaks to the whole art design in general, because it is... I mean, it looks beautiful, but it's not, super detailed in a way.
No, it looks very... It's the art design that they used in Star Fox 64 3D, which sat sort of... It took 64 and up-resed it while taking a lot of inspiration from the original Star Fox with these very, solid geometrical designs. And I like that. Assault did that too, but to a lesser extent, I think. And, this game looks gorgeous. I mean, it is a visually stunning game. In the trailer, I know there's a point where the ships they're flying over the planet, they dive down, you see them fly right down onto Corneria into the water and then pull up at the last second. And, awesome. Yeah.
Well, Star Fox Zero is coming out this holiday season. Hopefully, maybe November, somewhere like that. We don't know for sure.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh God, that would be wonderful. It's like Saturn.
I was really hoping this would be one of those times where Nintendo's just it's on the eShop right now.
And then we don't go to E3.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we just play Star
E3
Fox
is
all day.
canceled. We're just playing Star Fox.
But yeah, so Star Fox Zero should be coming out this holiday season, 2015, and it's developed by Platinum Games. Does that kind of surprise you?
No. I mean, if it wasn't going to be Platinum, I was hoping for Q, just because of their history with the series.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very happy to see that Platinum is actually, because that was a very long time rumored and hoped for thing.
Yeah. Kamiya basically in every interview for the past 10 years has been like, yeah, I'll do Star Fox. I love Star Fox.
Yeah, no, I'm very optimistic for that. Though I will say, it sounds like a lot of what Platinum is doing is more on the art design side as opposed to the actual game design side. So,
I mean, it's like Miyamoto said last year that they were looking for a co-developer. They weren't looking for a full developer. They were just looking for someone to help them along.
Yeah, and I think they made a good choice.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what happens with Star Fox Zero, and I know that you and I will probably be counting the days to whenever we see more of this game and can get it in our hands.
Yep, I'll be watching the same YouTube videos over and over again.
Yep. So if you want to see more of those same YouTube videos, you can subscribe to Nintendo World Report TV, and then you'll get this and all of our other E3 coverage. And check us out, leave a comment, and drink Kickapoo Joy Juice.
Woo!
It's the juice of champions, and I think it's Falco Lombardi approved.
Oh,
That's the rumor.
It is the official drink of the Star Fox team.
And apparently Slippy Toad doesn't like it, but that's because fuck Slippy Toad.
Yeah, his little tummy can't handle it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Star Fox Zero. Thanks for listening.